Только отрезался от дня. Хотела войти, увидела меня, развернулась и ушла. А чё я такой голодный? Меня что, не покормили?
Not entirely, sir. He brought just over half yesterday.
Фак. Спасибо, пацаны. Так, что там за квестики у меня? Говорите с Робертом. Воу. Тебе что, плохо, Генри?
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach. I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes. I can't understand why he'd waste his talents, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine...
Milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Новое задание. Есть. Кушайте, жрите. Капец, у меня голод просто. Сейчас сдохну, пацаны. $40 яблок. Жесть. Что это было? Тырим всю еду, она мне понадобится.
I'm sorry about what happened to you, but it's no excuse for rudeness.
Что? Чего? Чего я сделал? Окей, ладно. Репутацию потерял и, короче... И девка такая, какой вы грубый. Что я сделал? Я жрал стоя, что ли, или что? Вам не понравилось, что я кушаю стоя? Ты чё, тварь? Все, пойдем спать. sleep. И ботинки не снял. Как долго вы хотите поспать? Максимум, конечно же. Но меня сейчас ночью разбудит, я помню.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a sermon.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you, but I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Кек, куда я делся? Tell the story.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
А, у меня еще время.
A fellow by the name of Kunish owed money to
Куда я
father,
исчез?
so I collect it from him.
Я сижу рядом
Only
с ней.
Kunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved. But Kunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
Oh.
When I'd done
Oh
all the errands,
my.
I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik. The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzik himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. Sigismund's cavalry was composed of Cumans. They're diabolical barbarians from the east, with no regard for the rules of warfare, bloodthirsty cutthroats. The very fact Sigismund has them with him shows what a tyrant he is.
Well, I don't know.
Ля,
And then
предательница
death
долбаная.
descended on Skalitz. Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, knights in full armour, saw Father and charged at him, cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg and to warn you all.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night.
Чел за дверью подслушал, сидел.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward.
Don't be a coward. Fucking coward.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Так, сек. О, локпик very easy. 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 Так, что происходит, пацаны? Да, мне? Никого нет. Можно убегать. Мне кажется, эти нахер, как они называются, HD текстуры, говно какое-то бесполезное, вырублю их. Они загружаться не успевают.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Do you know what's happening?
No. What about you?
Me? How could I?
I saw you with Sir Robot. Didn't he tell you anything?
No, nothing.
Good luck.
My respects to you.
You know what's happening?
Sigismund, who else? That bastard conquered Skalitz and now he's come to take Townburg. Take care now. The storm aside and gone. I should have fled to the woods.
Keep your old wives' tales to yourself. Anyway, you think Sigismund wouldn't catch up with us in the forest? Here, at least, we have a chance to defend ourselves. Well,
the best thing would be to join forces with Scarlets and wipe Sigismund's bastards off the face of the earth.
That's probably why they attacked so quick, so we wouldn't have time to join forces.
Aye, you might be right. For sure Sigismund ain't no fool. A backstabbing swine, maybe. But no fool.
You're right there.
God be with you.
What's happening? Have you heard anything?
No. It could be Sigismund's army, or his scouts, or maybe Scarlet's folk who survived the pillaging. I wouldn't expect nothing good.
Farewell.
Good day to you.
Do you know what's happening?
Don't ask me, I don't know shit. Just a minute ago, I was sleeping after a day's watch at the gate.
Бедняга.
God be with you.
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Scarlets.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Givish sent to Scarlets to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
May the Lord watch over you.
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robber?
Sir Radzig. What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir. He is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
God.
A brave young man. But tell me,
Леонард
friend,
вообще жив?
how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather.
Я играл в нее, да, играл.
Right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way and
Перепроходишь? Да я не проходил ни разу полностью.
and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should
Я ее и не стримил особо. Ну, то есть вообще не стримил. Решил постримить, пройти на хардкоре, но вся херня.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Scarlets.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father. but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Athe now!
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrol. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people, now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Sir, yes, sir.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Good luck to you.
Relieve me? Relieve me later? Keep watch on the battlements. Это вообще где? Вообще что? Куда бежишь?
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Wait until morning. Меня хоть научат? Меня не учат, как это делать. Почему?
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go!
Let's go!
and Skalitz.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle where he has little chance of defense to another where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobyla is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobyla is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I have to get to
Sir
Skalitz.
Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
If you were in my shoes, you'd do the same.
Sir Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will change his mind.
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair. Him and Wenceslas's cousin, Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
Loot.
So he could loot it?
Correct. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Where did these Cumans come from anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said. That they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
God be with you.
Встрял, да, братишка? Все. Ох, фига ты, блин. Старый дает.
Good health, dear.
Can you tell me who I can buy something from or sell to?
Aye. Whatever, the pond keeper is your man. He ought to be by the granary. At least that's the last place I saw him.
What do you think about Sigismund withdrawing?
It was a stroke of good luck. I know everyone says how clever Sir Divish is and all that, but it was a dangerous situation. That Sigismund is awful unpredictable. He abducts the king, raids towns, brings foreign mercenaries into the heart of our country. God alone knows what he'll get up to next.
May the Lord watch over you.
Strange face behind masks on their faces.
I heard they eat their prisoners and make broth from corpses. God in heaven. Man-eaters. For Christ's sake. Where did you hear such a thing? I hear our scouts found a fresh pile of human bones at the edge of Scalit's woods. Mary, Mother of God, preserve us.
We won't see him marauding with foreign mercenaries and pillaging towns like Sigismund has.
True enough. Ever since Sigismund conquered Gutenberg, you can't even trust common pilgrims anymore. There's that many brigands roaming around. You never know if you'll come home from the fields alive.
And the nobles are doing nothing about it.
Aye. Not a thing.
Чилишь?
Nobody's going to attack us. Never mind foreign soldiers. Sigismund to worry about. Come and take shelter here.
Сколько дает пожрать? Понятно. Немного.
God be with you.
Can we trade?
If you've got the call. May the Lord watch over you.
А зачем мне с ним трейдиться? О, у него карты подаются. За соточку. А у меня всего 0,5. Ну, кстати, можно поторговаться. Чего?
Agree?
That's...
Не хочет.
My respects to you.
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
Let me out, I say. Don't you know who I am?
Someone who's about to lose his teeth if he doesn't get lost quick?
Look, I have to get out of here to bury my parents. I'd reward anyone who'd help me.
Чего?
What could a ragamuffin like you give me? Clear off before I...
Твою мать, ты чё, сучка?
Never mind.
Never mind.
Is there someone...
Hungry, are you? You should go and see the cook. She's good-hearted, especially if you come with some coin. For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votava. Folk aren't too fond of him, because he's as surly as a wet cat. But he can get you just about anything. I saw him by the granary. You'll recognize him easy. He looks like he's never had a decent meal in his life.
That business with Sigismund turned out well in the end, didn't it?
Aye, that was a good start. Now we need to drive him and his war whores out of Bohemia for good. Good luck to you.
А может, я просто все варианты попробую?
And I...
My mother and father were left in Scalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
What am I supposed to think up?
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I could say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up, all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
All right, I'll have a look around for something. I need to get out of here.
Понял. Понял.
Good health to you. Take care of it.
What the?
Good day to you.
Do you know where
Well, if it's food you need, go and ask in the kitchen. But if you want something else, I can't help.
What do you think about the Scout's folk managing this slip away?
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to get away?
Fortune smiled on him, that's for certain. Sigismund must be seething with rage.
It's just a shame Fortune didn't smile on all of them.
Oh, shit. Sorry. And you know Sir Radzig Kobyla?
I wouldn't say I know him. I've seen him a few times. Why do you ask?
He must be a fine lord to take such good care of every one of his serfs.
Surely all the lords do that.
Ah, I could tell you some stories.
About Sir Divish?
Jesus, no. I didn't mean it like that. Just that I heard stories from other soldiers that would make your skin crawl.
I see. That was a tense moment this morning with Sigismund.
Sir Divish handled it masterfully. This is a strong castle. It should stand up to a siege. But Sigismund has an awful lot of soldiers.
Who are those peculiar mercenaries of his?
You mean the Cumans? No one knows much about them, except Sigismund enlisted them somewhere in the east. They're an evil-looking bunch, aren't they?
Not just looking.
Mm-hmm.
Farewell.
Изи локпик. Вот я сейчас только залезу. Кто-нибудь войдет. Да? Они еще и слышат эти звуки. Нет? Все нормально? Ну, такое.
Greetings. What do you need?
Is there someone here?
Try Votova. He's as thin as a starving hound and about as cheerful. But he can get anything.
Sigismund's visit this morning was pretty alarming, wasn't it?
And no mistake, that army of his is enormous. It's a good thing Sir Divish is such a fine speaker, or they'd have squashed us like bugs.
Squashed us like bugs.
God be with you. What?
That was a close thing this morning, eh?
If you knew Sir Divish like I do, you wouldn't be so concerned. Being imprisoned might have injured his health, but there's no one can rival him for cleverness and cunning.
Really?
It's not for nothing he was made the King's Burgrave in Prague a few years back. Folk still talk of how he settled the dispute between Father Peck and Sir Pshibik.
Sir Pshibik.
If I needed some food, who should I ask?
Who do you think, young man? Me, of course. And if you want something extra, I could help you out with that too.
Extra.
I'd like to buy something from you.
Of course, lad. May the Lord watch over you.
Что есть? Хани. Хани-мани.
God save. Can I help you with anything?
I would like to ask your assistance, my lady, if I may be so bold.
What's the matter, lad?
I need to get out of the castle, and your husband is keeping me here by force.
Why, for the love of God, would you want to leave the castle?
Потому что я этот самый. Ты чё?
My lady, I know you have a good heart. I can't live with the thought of my parents being left in the mud to be food for stray dogs. How can their souls find peace until they rest in hallowed ground?
My dear boy, you'd risk your own life to give them a Christian burial? My heart goes out to you. I will do what I can to help, though I'll tremble in fear until your return. But what can I do?
If I could just get past the guard at the gate somehow.
But you can. If you wear a proper suit of armor, and if he can't see your face, he won't recognize you and he'll let you go.
Good thinking. And where can I get the armor?
At the armory? In the gate tower. But the soldiers sleep in other places around the castle too, and you might find armor nearby.
It's rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe, I need money, and unfortunately, I don't have any.
How would you? Don't worry your head about it. This should be enough.
Бля, денег не дает.
Thank you, my lady.
Сколько?
I'll repay you, I swear.
20.
They'll certainly ask where I'm going.
You could tell them Sir Robard sent you to Ujits, to ask the parish priest how the folk there are faring.
That sounds reasonable. Thank you, my lady. I must go now. My lady, I hope you weren't unduly distressed by the arrival of Sigismund's army this morning.
Well, it was to be expected. And thanks to God's mercy and my good husband, there was no more bloodshed. But it's something else that distresses me. Maybe my mind deceives me. But I have an evil foreboding.
You, my lady? Surely not. No evil could possibly come to you.
I fear something bigger and worse will come. That Sigismund is only another omen of imminent evil. Of great evil. May the Lord watch over you.
Thanks. Опа. Не смотрите на меня. Выпей-ка шнапса. Кстати, игра сохраняется, если спишь или нет? Идет.
What the hell was that? You there! Stop!
Чего?
All right, you win.
Чего?
You yanking my pizzle, picking a lot right under my nose.
Откуда ты узнал? Вообще-то я...
You'll learn crime doesn't pay.
Сука. 750.
This is surely no way to treat one of Sir Radzig's.
Чего произошло?
I dread to think what he'll do when he finds out.
Sure. And you think that makes you above the law? Think again.
Класс.
That much? I don't have enough on me. You still have to pay the penalty. Looks like you'll have to sit it out in jail.
Вообще насрать, давай.
Jail? All right, let's go and get it over with quick.
You'll love it there. It's all set up specially, just for the likes of you. And spread your arms and legs. Let's see if you have anything else.
У меня ничего вообще украденного нет. Я не понимаю, как ты запалил, что я сейчас взламывал замок долбанный. Что за загрузка посреди этого?
I hope you enjoyed your time in our little establishment.
Not much, actually.
Glad to hear it.
And can I go?
Go. You can, I'm sorry to say. Now bugger off and get yourself killed for all I care.
Чё? Чё? Меня выгнали? Окей. Миссия пройдена. Так. Энерджи минус 6. Мне нужно что-то наоборот, что мне прибавит энерджи. А. Понял, принял. Ладно. Пойдем пешком. Флита Касл, Голд и Скалец. Кто там Скалец? В какой стране вообще он находится? Твою мать. Серьезно? Пешочком? Ну, мне, короче, налево с выхода. То есть туда. Или можно пойти по той же дороге, по которой я на лошади херачивал в самом начале. Спасибо, блин, за гостеприимство. Это можно сорвать? Нельзя, походу. Вот так вот. Вот так вот. Все и заканчивается. Huge bull. Воу, нифига у меня блестит рукоятка. Не, мне не сюда, мне вот туда вот. Как-то нечестно меня поймали. Это было супер нечестно. Оля, рыбку достал. Че, можно какую-нибудь лошадь украсть, пацаны? А, мне не надо лошадь красть, окей.
It's like they've already gone.
Так, нужно попить вкусного сейвер-шнапса. Гаме салют. Спасибо.
Jesus.
Ну слушай, деньги мне понадобятся. Странно, что на них на всех есть какой-то типа всякие фрукты, овощи, причем. Зачем это все? О, торчик. Вот. Нет, вот это мне надо. Это мы возьмем.
What's going on there?
Ты чё, черт?
Answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to vent my rage.
На. Mercy kill. А, Мне даже не понадобится это. Лут. Так, ну, так как я лох, и у меня нет никакой одежды, то надо на него просто все стырить. Что за пушка у тебя была? Секс. Секс. Ха-ха-ха-ха-ха-ха. Минимум агилити 3. Чё прикалываетесь? А меч сэра Рацика можно прям сразу херачить. У них нет никакой разницы в защите, кек. Зато эти харизму дают. Харизму. Так, окей, хорошо. Что еще? Green shirt. Вместо light гамбизон. Гамбизон вообще кучу всего дает. Но он, правда, супер испорченный. Хоуз вместо олив хоуз. Нет никакой разницы, да? Не, харизма 8 и харизма 3. Говно. Все, я теперь нормально приодет. О, могу поспать. И сохраниться, кстати. Фак, не могу поспать. А чё я перегруженный? С чего вдруг? Зачем? Не садись. Что это белое? Эти белые цветочки не поднять. О. Комфи. Может понадобиться. Так, мне туда. О, бэндедж мне надо. Я обожрался. Как так? Она слишком много энергии мне давала. Стоп, а какие у него требования у этого топора? Ой, я могу его юзать. Я не хочу.
Sweet Jesus. It's the charcoal burner.
Hey!
Я испугался,
Why did
Генри.
anyone do this? What did these poor souls ever do to them?
What's going on? You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Да. Да. Разбийник. Ну вот, мародером я иду хоронить своих родителей. Пошел ты. Заткнись, понял? Не смей мне говорить, что мне делать. Я уже взрослый мальчик. Надо шнапса бахнуть. Гамме салат. Поехали. Оля, какая молния красивая была. Чисто JPEG в небе. Какой-то. Ну что ж, тварина, давай.
Answer to my prayers.
Умри. Куда ты в землю ткнул? Так, Мэри Голд, декоксион. 3 бандажки. Что-нибудь есть тут? Классного? Ничего классного, понятно. Что за оружие у тебя было? Тоже топор? Бладжан. Хрень.
Bailiff. He didn't run like me. He died with a sword in his hand.
А чё такие FPS ни о чем,
My
да?
side was against you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. Didn't abandon like me.
О, Бьянка. Генри, громче говори, ни хера не слышу. Ты вообще понимаешь, сейчас дождь идет, что ты там шепчешь? По 2 айтема стабильно, да. Самое забавное, что у них у всех просто, в принципе, айтемы какие-то есть. Они все с собой что-то носили. И все время это еда. Но зато дождик отмоет тебе дом. А, нет, не отмоет. Ты крышу сделал такую, что не отмоет. Can't run while overloaded. Жрать хочу. 3 часа уже стримлю, наверное, сейчас перерыв на покушать, а потом еще хочу поиграть. Стаминка качается? Нет. За что? Почему она должна качаться? Потому что я бегаю перегруженный?
Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again.
Ты еще много раз убежишь, бра.
I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find the shovel and take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
Чё там? Найдите лопату. О, у бати целый 1 грош был. Кайфарики. Челов расстреляли просто из лука. Фак, я can't jump. Так ты просто ногу подними.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Bishak, what in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that Mutt the butcher's? Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
I'd say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing? What are you?
Came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
Do you know what happened to Teresa from the mill? When I fled, the humans wanted to... They meant to violate her. God knows.
No, I don't. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others. Her misfortune. Right now, I've got to take care of myself.
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think I ran?
Fuck you.
If you lend me that spade, I'll have to dig a grave, and I can't find another.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword. I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it anyway?
I'll stick it up your arse. Фига, у него 9 этого. Офигеть.
My father forged it for Sir Radzig. It's my duty to deliver it to him. It's not for sale.
Go right ahead and dig that grave with your sword. See how that goes. And where will you dig it anyway? Here? You're not going to lay your parents in unhallowed ground, are you?
Father said he wanted to be buried here, and I can't take him to St. James's. God willing, later I can find a priest to consecrate the ground. I see a cunt remains a cunt.
Cunt.
What a situation.
Shit! That's right! Turn tail and run, you bastard!
Какой-то громкий теперь Генри. А чего он набежал-то? Что такого?
Easy there, boy. You know me. Your good master won't be needing this anymore.
Нейлсфорд Тереза, который я не забрал, потому что у меня были другие. Какой-то слабенький. О, здесь опять заперто. Класс. Сейчас еще раз взломаем.
This is a good place. You're gonna like it.
So, let's get to it. Damn it all. How am I gonna do this?
Do you need some help?
Is that him? Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want?
Zbyszek?
Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got.
Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it. Listen here, boy.
Чем меня вломят?
You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye, cut the bastard down.
As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth.
Капец он бейсболист, блин. С этой дурой. Эй, эй, оу, оу. Просто... Я даже одного удара не выдержал, а мне в заставке показывают, типа, как меня мутузили долго.
This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? And now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers! The games are over.
Царь эта игра. Какая-то музыка не совсем аутентичная, мне кажется. Какая-то гитарка играет непонятно. У них тогда и гитар-то не было. Awakening. Что происходит? Что за хоррор? Лучше, чем дудка? Что? А, я типа вышел, мне сказали, ты нет, ты не выйдешь. Почему лучше, чем дудка? По-моему, нет. Дудка топ.
Mit kereseli? Véletlenül kibújtál anyám?
Суки. Ау.
Felfúrtad az életed.
Почему у меня руки? Типа я беспомощный. Я беспомощный, я не могу ничем помочь. Это кошмар.
Do you need some help?
Henry! There's work to be done. Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Henry, can you hear me?
Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day.
Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back. You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
How did you find me?
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Tamburg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
Sir Divish promised Sir Radzig he'd look after me. But as for why they should care, I've no idea. Oh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak. Good morning to you. How's the invalid today?
Invalid.
I haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humor back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Ratay Mill. My uncle's miller Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. My God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Food on the table. Так, короче. Your home. Your bed. Вопрос, игра сохранилась только что или нет? 12:21. Нет, не сохранилась. Сохранилась 30 минут назад. Sleep and save. Сейчас должна сохраниться. Все. Отлично. Поэтому пока хватит.